Hi students, I hope you are all safe and healthy with your family and friends. This video we are going to learn about 12th Standard Commerce, Chapter 9, Fundamentals of Human Resources Management. Let's give the meanings of the human resources. What is meant by human resources? The human resources is the most important element in any organization. In an organization, the human resources are the employees who are inevitable for the survival and the success of the enterprises. Okay, so let's know about what is meant by human resources. Say for example, if you decided to start a business, okay, in any kind of business or any kind of organization, when you start or run the business, what are the three things we needed? Whenever you decided to start a business, we need three resources. What are they? Capital, raw materials and fixed assets. Okay, these three resources are very important to start a business or to run the day-to-day operations of the business or any organization. We need to these three resources. Okay, let's take the capital. What is meant by capital? Capital means investment. Okay, so investment means financial resources. Financial resources or capital or investments, it needs depends upon the size of the business. What is meant by size of the business? Size of the business are categorized into three types. What are they? Small size business, medium scale business and a large scale business. The size of the business, say for example, if you start a bakery shop, okay, so the bakery shop, the size of the bakery shop, or you expand the bakery shop in large in size, or you expand the bakery shop in 3 to 4 distributions. Okay, so depends upon the business you spend the capital. Okay, so then fixed assets. So what is meant by fixed assets? Fixed assets, say for example, plant and machinery, land and building, furniture and fixtures. These are the some examples of the fixed assets. Land, and what is meant by land and building? Land and building means a physical location, physical area. Okay, so physical area means if you start your bakery shop in commercial area, it needs a huge capital. What is meant by commercial area? People are gathered, most of the people are gathered in a place that is called commercial area. So say for example, commercial areas example means a mall and the cinema theatres, marketplaces, bus stand, railway stations, beach, park, airport. Okay, so main areas. So these are the some examples of the commercial areas where you start your business. It needs a huge capital. Okay, so without a commercial area also you can start the business. It depends upon your product. Say for example, if you manufacturing the textile, you need not the commercial area. Non-commercial area also you can start in urban areas. Apart from urban area, you start the manufacturing textile business in rural areas and agricultural products, food products, forestry products. These are the products we can manufacturing are produced in rural areas. So depends upon the areas you need huge capitals. Okay, then these are some examples of the location. And without land and building in commercial areas or rural areas, web designer, online business, e-commerce business. Okay, so like say for example Amazon, these are the business need not required a commercial places. At your home you can start the such kind of a business. Web designers, you need only laptop and net connections. Okay, you can start the web business, freelancers, consultancies, online teaching businesses. These are some examples of the non-available commercial areas. Okay, and not huge capitals are required for this e-commerce businesses. Okay, then what are the other materials fixed assets like plant and machinery. I said the examples, land and building. Plant and machinery example means if you produce a product, you need a fixed asset like plant and machinery. You have to install the equipments to produce the product. Say for example, if you start a bakery shop, what are the plant and machineries you need? Machineries for the bakery shop, you needed machineries, or what are they? Mixers, baking oven, mixer, refrigerator equipments, and cutting slices, okay, and dough preparation equipments. Then what are the machineries you need? Then you need cake displaying shelves, okay, um, cake showcase display, cake display showcases. Then packing covers, rolling sheets, baking sheets, and packing pins, measurement cups, spoons, okay, cake proofers, baking dough proofers, okay. So these are such fixed assets you need to run the bakery shop, okay. Then what are the raw materials you require? Third, resources, raw material you need to start a business, okay. Say for example, if you start a bakery shop, what are the raw materials you need to baking bread or cake? You need dough, butter, egg, sugar, salt, spices, and some flavoring products like chocolate flavor, strawberry, etc., vanilla flavor, nuts, and cherry fruits, like, okay. Then milk product or dairy product for moisturizing the bread, and baking soda or baking powder, okay. Then protein milk, from if you use the milk or dairy product for protein. Then what are the things for food coloring? Add food coloring for prepare the baked food items. So these are the raw materials required for to start a bakery shop. Say for example, okay. So any organizations you decided to start, you need three resources. What are the capital, raw material, fixed assets? Okay. So you have start a business, you have sufficient amount of capital, raw materials, and fixed asset. Then you run the business. If you run the business successfully, if you run the organization successfully, no. Apart from these three resources, you need most important resources, most important element, that is called human resources. Okay, so without human resources, any other resources you have without human resources, it lost or stolen. Okay, so the efficient and effectiveness of the human resources only, you can manage, you can function, you can organize, you can plan, you can arrange the other all available resources with the help of human resources to accomplish both personal and organization's objectives. Okay, so human resources plays a most vital role in an organization. Human resources focus the crucial role in an organization. So human resources is the capital, human capital. What is meant by human resources? I already told. Human resources is a manpower. Human resources provide skillful, effectively, efficiently, talented, and energetic and knowledgeable about related to the work, and the experience will give the growth, success, and development of the organizations. Mostly are fully depends upon the effectively, efficiently depend of the human resources. Okay, so human resources employees who are inevitable. Inevitable means what? Inevitable means it cannot avoid, can't avoid for the survival and success of the organization or business enterprises. Okay, now I hope you understand what is meant by human resources. Okay, then come to the define the term of human resources. Okay, so Michael J. Juice tells define about the human resources. Who define the human resources? Michael J. Juice defines about the human resources. Human resources is a whole consistent of interrelated, interdependent and interacting physiological, sociological and ethical components. Okay, so listen here carefully. Michael J. Juice's statement suggests as a human resources should be considered as uh, all the aspects of the individuals with their, what are all the aspects he says? Michael J. Juice defines all the aspects means physical, sociological and moral dimensions rather than one aspect or single aspect, which means like economical contribution. Okay, so listen here. Michael J. Juice defines the whole consistency of interrelated, interdependent and interacting physiological, sociological and ethical components. Listen, which means interdependent, interrelated, interacting with the physiological, sociological, ethical means not isolated, but with linked and influence with one another. Say for example, physiological. What is meant by physiological? Physiological means individual health, employees health, organization workers health. It denotes physiological denotes what? Organizations who workers mentioned there, mention organizations workers health. Physiological, if the employees health is affected, it's interlinked and interdependent and interrelated with their job performance. Okay, say for example, the person's health, physically affected person, physically affected employees, it's affected their job performance also. Okay, so say for example, physiological refers to well-defined, well-being, individual's well-being. Okay, so physiological refers to individuals' well-beings and capabilities. It is a factorized, including factors like physical stamina and cognitive ability. What is meant by physical stamina? Employs physical energy. It fully depends upon the duration, prolonged duration of the working performance, job performance. Okay, that is called um, uh, physical stamina. Then cognitive ability. What is meant by cognitive ability? Thinking power. Employees being thinking power, betterment of the development of the business, gives ideas to growth of the business, and the learning ability, learning new skills, learning new languages. Okay. Then memorizing power. Employees birthday, memorize the, remember the employee's birthday. Okay, employee's phone number. Then following directions and problem solving abilities, which means max problem solving abilities or conflicts between the solving the conflicts between the workers. Okay, so these are the examples of the cognitive abilities. Okay, so physiological means employees health, it's interrelated, interdependent and interacting with their job performance. Okay, then sociological. What is meant by sociological? Sociological also, employee sociological also interdependent, interrelated, interacting linked influence the workplace. Sociological means individual social skills. Okay, relationships, how an individual how to interact with other with social context. It includes a link and influencing their workplace. Okay, then ethical components. Ethical means an individual's moral principles, an individual's and employees moral principles, their beliefs, values. Okay, it's affect their making decisions and behavior. Okay, it's reflects in their mm, fairness and transparency related to their ethical behavior. How to manage the HR manager, human resources manager should be notice how to manage the employees and how to workplace job environment he is fostering. So from the Michael J. Jucius statements suggested as human resources managers should follow, should consider overall aspect. Whole aspect means whole consisting means overall aspects of well-being of an entire person. Okay, it can be which can be achieving the positive and supportive working environment where employees are more valued. Employees are valued more than that of their skills. Okay, so from this Michael J. Jucius definitions, we clearly understand, from his definition we clearly understand human resources are not mentioned all the human beings. Okay, it's not human resources is not mentioned overall human beings. It's mentioned particularly those individuals who acquires skills, knowledges, talents, and the experiences and competencies. Okay, and abilities, capabilities to accomplish both personal and organizational objectives. Okay, from this meanings of the human resources and Michael J. Juice definition, I hope you understand what is the human resources. Okay, thank you, take care.